as well. In a moment, the elephants take to the jungle. We'll check in with...
There are 2 days left and the rally will continue numbed.
And this day will go down as a black one in the history of Granada Dakar. Tomorrow, the competitors will go on from Lobby for the final border crossing into Tambacounda in Senegal. 385 miles of special timed stage into the sixth and final country on this year's rally, and the terrain does not get any easier. We will also have the final stage, taking everyone to the traditional end of the rally, Pink Lake, outside Dakar at the edge of the Atlantic Ocean. So be sure to join us for that. Stage 15 is really just a formality. 22 miles of timed racing on the white sand beaches of Dakar. Tune in for both stages in our final show, Sunday at 9:30 p.m. Eastern, when the Granada Dakar 96 will crown its champions here on ESPN2. Today, the jungles claimed their victims on Granada Dakar 1996, and a family is mourning its 3-year-old daughter. This 18th edition of the rally is truly the most difficult, the most dangerous, and perhaps the most tragic. But it will conclude in our final show. I'm Bob Varsha for Jeremy Hart. Goodbye for now from Guinea on Granada Dakar. From Tambacounda to Dakar. It's the traditional finish of this race, and everyone will be relieved and thrilled to make it there. Checking our standings after stage 13 in the motorcycle division, Eddie Orioli on his Yamaha appears almost assured of picking up his 4th victory in this race, moving within one of the all-time record held by Cyril Neveu with 5 wins. In the automobile category, Pierre Lartigue of France appears pretty much assured of his 3rd successive victory in this great race, followed by Philippe Vanberg, Jean-Pierre Fontenay, Ari Vatanen, and Hiroshi Masuoka. And ironically, the division that has been a runaway throughout the first 12 stages of this race, the trucks, is now the closest competition of all. Moskovski and Kuzmin over Lopre and Tomacek by just 22 minutes, 51 seconds. We'll be back to the action in a moment. Thank you, Jeremy. As a result of the day's events, there was no change in the standings. Stay with us, everyone. We'll have the cars classification when we return.
Est-ce que un peu plus de 200 km suffisent à reprendre le retard que vous avez sur Fontenay, d'après vous?
No, même pour Vatanen, c'est pas assez long.
Well, Ari Vatanen, today's stage winner, the last long stage on the Dakar, but it's not enough for the Finn to catch his teammate Pierre Lartigue. Instead, he had a bit of a battle with Jean-Pierre Fontenay today, the Mitsubishi driver. Vatanen quickest by 4 minutes, 50 seconds from Fontenay. And I think all the drivers, as they say here, would like a longer stage, but that's the way it goes. It's going to be very difficult to catch Lartigue, as it has been for the last 10 days. Another holiday in Guinea today. They've taken 2 days off to watch the Dakar. It's the biggest sporting event in the country, and today it turns round and heads back north to Senegal. The crowd very well behaved, keeping a definite distance away from the cars, especially after yesterday's tragic accident. We're in par with Pierre Lartigue, rally winner, on the eve of possibly clinching his 3rd Dakar win in 3 years. Very close to getting his hat-trick. He's a minute ahead of his teammates on the road today, and over an hour and 10 minutes ahead of Womberg in the classification with just 1 day to go. Not all today's stage fast, a lot of it bumpy as well. Punctures a big problem, and on average each car suffered at least one today. We're in car again with Lartigue and Michel Perrin. We hear them as Perrin shouts out the instructions to Lartigue. And deep in the Guinean jungle. Still a few trees, but luckily for the drivers, no water today. Tomorrow's stage, incidentally, will be on the beach. There's a long liaison stage, which means they won't be timed. They'll follow the asphalt out of Tambacounda up to Dakar, and then a last blast along the beach. And Michel Perrin was saying just now, how about letting me drive Pierre to the finish? Now, there's no way Lartigue's going to let him do that, not when his third victory is within sight and almost in his hands. So Vatanen quickest, Fontenay here second fastest in his Mitsubishi, and Fontenay very much aware that Vatanen is on his tail. Only 10 minutes separating the two cars overall at the end of today's stage. If Fontenay has any problem tomorrow, Vatanen will pass and will take third place on the Dakar. Jean-Louis Schlesser, seventh fastest in his buggy today. Not prime buggy racing conditions today, but Schlesser doing very well to keep up with the Mitsubishis and the Citroens. Dominique Huzio, eighth fastest in his less powerful Mitsubishi. Prieto and Alave in their Spanish-entered Mitsubishi. And the only sign of water over 20 feet below this bridge. Lights on, not so they can see where they're going, but more to warn spectators and anyone that might be out on the road today.
It's only good for a competition if there is one Mitsubishi on the podium. Of course, I'm disappointed not having one, but when things don't work out, they don't work out, and even if it happens for many years consecutively, you have to swallow it and accept it, and just try to keep the spirit. Sometimes it's hard.
Well, for Ari Vatanen, it's not going to be a fifth Dakar win this year. He still holds the record, but if Lartigue wins tomorrow, it'll be 3 for him, and he'll be closing the gap. He'll equal the record held by René Metz. And René Metz won 3 of the Dakars earlier on. Vatanen still one ahead of these two. And all through the rally, the joke has been that at the end of every stage, Pierre Lartigue says it's still a long way to Dakar. Well, Pierre, it's not so far now. You can maybe let your hair down a little and tomorrow celebrate with some gusto. He does come in for a little bit of criticism for being not exactly the most charismatic driver in the world, but he's definitely proved himself to be one of the fastest, especially in these long-distance cross-country rallies. For Fontenay, unable to catch Vatanen today, especially on these twisty stages, no passing really very easy.
And now all that remains is a dash down the beach along the blue waters of the Atlantic. Stand by.